What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and welcome to another car video. That's right, a car video, because today we're talking about hashtag I love Star Wars. That's right. You know what? This is growing. This is good. This has been a good thing this week. I have been super excited this week as we have started to gain some traction I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather this morning. Excuse me. I'm in the Pacific Northwest still. I'm in Seattle. Today is my last day in Seattle. Tomorrow I go home. And what's up, William? What's going on, brother? We're doing well. I'll tell you what, with this I love Star Wars thing, this hashtag I love Star Wars thing. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you, brother. This I love Star Wars thing is moving, man. People are sharing this, and I am so happy. I am so excited about this because this shows that the time is right for people. I'm done with negativity. We've had over 2 years of negativity about Star Wars, and we've had to listen to it, and we've watched YouTube videos about it, and it's filled our streams, and we've listened to people who we're friends with and everything else. I'm gonna try to get the sun out of my eyes here. We've listened to that, and some of them are very legitimate. Some complaints are very legitimate, and I don't take that away from anybody, and I don't tell anybody how to feel about Star Wars. You know, you don't have to like every movie. You don't have to like The Last Jedi. You don't have to like anything that they do. I had somebody message me last night and said, I love Star Wars, but only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Trilogies. Don't watch the sequels. If for some reason you're mentally ill and you don't tear the whole house down just because we don't like how the front porch is designed. We gotta get past all this at some point. You know, like there's always a time for making your concerns known, for making your complaints known, and then there's that time where you go, okay, what are we doing next? Right? And that's what's been missing, is what are we doing next? We've complained about Star Wars now for 2 years. People have made that known, very well known, trying to boycott it and everything else. Where are we going next? Well, I'll tell you where we're going next. Hashtag I love Star Wars. That's where we're going next, because we're going to start talking about the things that we love about Star Wars. We're going to stop cursing all the bad things that we've not liked about Star Wars or hated about Star Wars, and we're going to start talking about the stuff that's made us passionate about this to begin with. Because here's the thing, folks. Us fans, we've got more in common than you think. You know, I made a video from Geeks and Gamers, and I have watched Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and you know what? Yeah, he's had me upset. He's had me upset many times watching stuff, because I've seen this negativity that it's frustrated me as a Star Wars fan, and that I don't understand this vitriol against Star Wars. If you say you're a Star Wars fan, how do you have that much negativity towards something that you say you're a fan of? I don't know. But here's the thing. I started seeing some stuff. I watched this video of him talking with Robert Meyer Burnett, who does a lot of stuff with John Campea. He used to do stuff on Collider. And they started finding common ground. You know, Jeremy started talking about stuff about how he loved G.I. Joe. Not G.I. Joe.
In 10 miles, take the exit to merge onto Washington 512 west towards Washington 161 south.
Y'all get that? So the thing is that I started listening to him talk about G.I. Joe and his love of G.I. Joe and his love of just different things, you know, the original Nintendo system. And I love the original NES. That's like my jam, man. That's my video game system. That's the one that I go, you know, that I gravitate towards. So we got some stuff in common. And because of that, I care enough to say, let's move on. Let's start some positivity. I challenge you, Jeremy. I challenge others, the YouTube community that has been negative towards Star Wars. I get it. I hear your frustrations. I hear your anger. I hear all those things, and I'm willing to have conversations about those things, right? I'm willing to talk about that stuff. What's up, Marquez, my brother? Marquez designed our Empire T-shirt logo that you can find in our merch store. So go show him some love, some support. Buy one of those shirts or something with that logo on it. But here's the thing: I've heard your concerns, and now I say, let's talk about what we love. Let's talk about what we're passionate about, what means something to us. Because I love Star Wars. Do you love Star Wars? If you love Star Wars, give me a hashtag I love Star Wars in the comments. Because I want to hear it, man. I want to know that you are on this thing. We are sharing this on Twitter. We are sharing this on Facebook. We're sharing this on Instagram. We are all over the place with this, telling people that the time is... Thank you, Marquez. The time has come that we share the love and we start telling people, we start telling the world, we look ridiculous to the world around us. Because here's the thing, this is a big deal to us, right? This is a big deal to us, and the YouTube community is blowing up over Star Wars, right? It's blowing up over all this negativity and throwing everybody on the bus and yelling and screaming at each other. And the rest of the world doesn't have a clue as to what you guys are talking about. They don't care. Anyways, you know how many people I talk to and I say, yeah, you know, there's all this negativity towards Star Wars and the Star Wars community, and they go, really? Really? There is? I like Star Wars. And they may say, I even talked to a guy yesterday, he goes, well, you know, I mean, I didn't really like the last couple of them, but, you know, I mean, they're all right. Because that's most people's, you know, thing. We make such a big deal about stuff, folks. You know, we act like, and it's because we're nerds. That's what we are. We are nerds, and we act like that way about this stuff because we're passionate about it. And, you know, but most of the world, man, they just know, hey, there's a new Star Wars movie. I'm going to go see it. You know, I'm going to go see this new Star Wars movie that has these new people in it or whatever. And, oh, hey, look, there's Han Solo, and look, there's Princess Leia, there's Luke Skywalker. That's all they care. What's up, Brandon? And so, because of that, I think it's time that we as fans, it's good seeing you too, man. Good seeing you too. Hey, guys, go follow Brandon. Brandon reviews. He's got a channel. He reviews stuff. He's I don't know how long he's been doing it, but he's got some good stuff, man. And you guys should go check him out. We're gonna do a collaboration because I want to expand my borders. I want to take this 4 years. Wow, man, you got the grind going on, man. Awesome. That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that. So go show him some support. Go subscribe to Brandon because we're gonna do a video together. We're gonna do some collaboration together because I don't even know what we're gonna do with Brandon. But you know what? I just know this. I want to expand our borders, and I want to different people who normally would find our channel, and I want to help others. I am on my way to my conference. This is the last day of my conference here in Seattle. I'm here for a worship conference. I'm a worship pastor, and so I'm here, man, learning about all kinds of stuff, team building and leadership and stuff, and I don't know, maybe I'm just inspired because of that, you know, taking these, you know, little things. You know, I'm looking right here at Mount Rainier. It's right up here to my left, man. It's huge. It's huge. I don't even know if you guys can see this, but it's just huge, man. It's beautiful. This world we live in is beautiful. And there's mountains in the distance. And because of that, it just reminds me of just wonderful things in our lives, you know? And for me, folks, oh, look at that. There it is in the clearing. For me, Star Wars is one of those wonderful things. Bear with me here while I set this back up. Right? Star Wars is one of those wonderful things. Being with you guys is one of those wonderful things. That we've got this YouTube channel and we have this outlet that we can make new friends all over the world. I know people now all over the world. What's up, Jeremy? And so the thing is I want the Star Wars community to come together. I want us to stop bickering. I would like us to stop focusing on all this negativity, and let's focus on what's important. Hashtag I love Star Wars. So today we're going to talk about a little thing, because you know what? I love discussion. We talk about things, and I have so many friends and people that I just run into. You know, I got a local toy shop that I go into, and we just talk shop. You know, some people talk sports, some people talk you know, tools, some people talk other things. We talk about nerdy stuff like comic books, superheroes, movies. That's why we started the Poindexter Lounge, is to talk about the stuff that we love. And because of that, somebody made a comment, and this is really the first time I really heard about this. I mean, I had heard people complain about Admiral Holdo in The Last Jedi flying their ship through Snoke's command ship. But I didn't realize that this was such a...
In 2 miles, take the exit to merge onto Washington 512 west towards Washington 161 south.
We got to make sure we get that, because yesterday we got off at the wrong place. So I did not realize that this Admiral Holdo thing was dividing thing amongst fans. Oh my goodness, like people are ticked about the fact that she flew her ship through Snoke's command ship. And somebody messaged me this morning. Somebody left a comment this morning challenging me, saying no, because of that it completely undoes the whole Death Star battle scene. No, it doesn't. And here's why. This is my thinking behind it, and I just ask you to if you made that comment and you're
continue straight on. Then use the 2 lanes on the right to take the exit to merge onto Washington 512 west towards Washington 161 south.
There we go. So if you feel that way, let's talk about that. Okay, let's have a discussion. Because here's the thing, we got to stop with this like you know, talking at each other or bickering one another and all that stuff, right? Like, let's not do that. Let's have a discussion. So, I was thinking about this.
Use the right 2 lanes to take the exit to merge onto Washington.
She's going to do this, folks.
West towards Washington 161 south.
Until I do this. All right, here we go. So I'm getting over. I'm going to pay attention to my driving.
Take the exit.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Siri. All right. So let's talk about that scene. To me, it does not undo what happened to the Death Star. Snoke's ship is just that, a ship. It's a ship. It has limited capabilities. It has limited shield. It has limited. I don't know, Marquez. But this was the complaint that they were so mad about Holdo's ship going through it, because they said it undoes the Death Star scene. Because if you can just fly your ship through anything, then why wouldn't you just do that all the time? Well, there's a reason why you wouldn't do that all the time, because you don't want to destroy all your ships, first of all. But they made an interesting comment, because they said that Disney was changing the laws of physics by doing this. And I don't understand how that is, because I would think that the laws of physics would support the idea that you can take a ship, send it light speed.
5.5 miles, take the exit onto Canyon Road.
There we go. That you can send it at light speed through another vehicle, and it's going to take it out, right? It's going to destroy it. It's going to destroy you probably in the process. And I know this because I just visited, Tiffany and I were just up north in Michigan, and we visited Fish Point Lighthouse, where they have the shipwreck museum for Lake Superior up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And they've just got story after story after story and wreckage and things that they've brought up and whatnot of ships up there that have just like totally crushed through other ships or destroyed other ships on the water. And that happened. They all start off kind of the same way. It was a foggy night, you know, and whatever. It was a foggy winter night, and people couldn't, you couldn't see anything. And then they got one story of like one ship literally in a month with 4 other ships, destroyed 4 other ships, sank them. And so, because the Death Star is not just a ship. The Death Star was so, I mean, to me, they explain it perfectly in the canon. Because the Death Star is filled with so many shield generators, so much there to protect it, that the only way they could get to it was a small exhaust port above the main port, only a couple of meters wide, that they had to shoot their torpedoes down to be able to cause a chain reaction in the main reactor and destroy the whole thing. That was the whole point. You can't just ram something into it. If you just ram something into it, it would the shields would have taken. You can't just take the Millennium Falcon and fly it at light speed through the Death Star. It's not the same. It's not the same type of craft. It's not the same type of ship, because the Death Star is equipped with much better shielding and much better defense mechanisms than Snoke's ship would be. And so this was this person's like whole thing, like, of negativity towards Star Wars now, because J.J. Abrams is and they brought up J.J. Abrams, and I don't understand. J.J. Abrams didn't write that. That was Rian Johnson, so I don't get that. But, you know, J.J. Abrams is destroying, you know, Star Wars, destroyed Star Trek, which, look, I'm a Star Trek fan too, and I'll be honest with you, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of choices that JJ made for Star Trek. And I thought Into Darkness has a lot of glaring holes in it, and it doesn't make sense that Khan would change races, and it doesn't make sense, you know, I didn't like how they did the switch thing with, you know, if you watch that, I didn't like how they switched the roles and stuff.
In 2 miles, take the exit onto Canyon Road.
But the thing is it still is what it is. I mean, it's still something, and I enjoy what it is. But this was this person's whole reason for negativity towards Star Wars right now, was the scene with Holdo, which to me, I saw that scene and I went, wow, that's something completely different that we've never seen before. We have never, ever seen anybody do anything like that before. And it was a sacrifice. Now, I do stand by the fact that I don't think that Holdo should have died. I think that Holdo should have put a droid on there and sent it through. There was no reason why she had to die, especially when they need people, right? And so that's a problem. That's an issue with that scene. That Holdo does not have to commit suicide, doesn't have to go down with the ship, as it were. Holdo can put a droid on there that can push the lever and push it through. Especially at a time when the Resistance would need a vice admiral. So I think that that's frivolous and was a poor choice on Holdo's part. But besides that scene was awesome. That scene was absolutely amazing. The silence that hit, the artistry.
Use the right lane to take the exit onto Canyon Road.
The artistry of that scene was so cool. The way it goes silent, the beauty of it with the dark background mixed with light speed. I know where I'm going now. So.
Use the middle lane to turn left onto Canyon Road east towards Frederickson.
Yeah, we're gonna get her off here. So, there we go. There we go. Got you back. Sorry, guys. Trying to do all this. All right. So, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know if this guy heard that theory and somebody put that in their mind that this is why they gotta hate this because that doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me. And I get it. And so those are conversations that we have to have. If we don't like something about Star Wars, or if we don't understand something about Star Wars, we got to be open to the fact that maybe you just don't understand it. You know, I know you don't like it, but maybe you just don't understand the why. You know, and if you don't understand the why, yeah, you're going to be frustrated about a great deal, many things. But you know what I find too is people don't watch movies. They don't actually pay attention. They're off doing something else. You know, when I go to watch a movie, I don't know how you guys are, but when I go watch a movie, I watch the movie. I pay attention. I listen to all of the dialogue. and I see how it all fits together. And I'm different that way because I talk to people and people are like, I don't remember that being in the movie. Yeah, it was in the movie. You know, and I've got a pretty good memory. Just this week, I visited a spot here in Seattle where my dad lived when I was 5 years old. I came to stay with my dad for 2 months here in Seattle, and I remembered everything about this area. I mean, I used to play in the woods. There was a basketball court there. There was all this stuff, and I found that place. Do you know it was exactly the way that I remembered it at 5? I was only here for 2 months. And so I remember stuff, but I don't understand why people can go watch a movie and they don't watch the movie dialogue. They don't put 2 and 2 together. They haven't done. This is something that is like my life, folks. You know, I know Star Wars. Things like that. I've dedicated my entire life to working in the church and to serving others, and so I know about that. I know about the Bible. I know about those things, and I know about Star Wars. Whoa! And I know that the sun is in my face right now. I know about Star Wars, and I pay attention to Star Wars, and I can recite things like just off the top of my head. And so when I hear somebody talking about Star Wars and like that something is some way that's not, I don't get mad, but it's just like I get frustrated that people talk about stuff as fact that's not fact, and that they form an opinion based on something somebody else told them instead of actually knowing for themselves. And so that's why I say we got to end this negativity, right? We have to actually remember what we love about Star Wars. What do you love about Star Wars? What was it about Star Wars that got you passionate about this thing? That turned on your nerd button, man, where you just went, yeah, I like this. This is something I can get behind. I love these movies. I gotta own these movies. You know, how many times have I bought the original trilogy in some form of media? Whether it be VHS. I've probably bought VHS copies of the original trilogy at least 4 times in various forms. You know, special editions on top of the regular editions. I remember there's a time that I was clamoring for those special editions. Now, you know, those original editions, man, mean so much to me because you can't get it anywhere else. And then, you know, Blu-ray and whatever else comes out next, you know. What is it about that we have to buy it over and over and over again, and books and novels and toys? You know, I mean, my whole house is filled with this stuff. It resonated with me as a kid. It showed me heroes. It showed me villains. It showed me this ideal that one could better themselves, that one could come from meager beginnings and rise to be this important knight, this important beacon of hope and goodness in the world. It also showed me things like people can make mistakes, like Darth Vader, that they can be in a position where they're good, they have good intentions, but they mess up. And even if they have good intentions, it's not going to pardon me, man, this guy woke up with this whole head cold thing. Good intentions don't always get you where you want to go. You know, good intentions are the I've heard what the road paved to hell is in good intentions. So the thing is that we look at Star Wars like we learned all these things from Star Wars, folks. And that's why, yes, I say, just like in the description of this video, we have to fly a Holdo starship sized something, I don't know, truth right through this negativity. Get rid of this negativity. Remember what we love about Star Wars. Remember what you love about Star Wars. What makes you excited about it, man? Men, women, boys, girls, everybody. You know, stop believing the hype. Stop falling for the hype. Stop thinking that just because you don't like one thing that all of a sudden you got to throw out everything with it. You know, that you got to destroy the whole thing, tear the whole thing down to rebuild it. We don't have to do that. We got a great thing in Star Wars. You know, when you have a marriage, and you have disagreements and things aren't working right, and you're not seeing eye to eye, and you're arguing, and you're not happy, you know. Unfortunately, a lot of people nowadays are just willing to say, well, I'm just going to throw out the whole thing. I'm just going to leave this marriage. I don't need this marriage. I'm just going to go on to the next thing. The people who really love their spouse and want to make it right, they stick it out. They fight for it. They fight for what they love, and not in a negative way. They don't go around telling everybody everything that they hate about their spouse, and how their spouse needs to go, and how their spouse is horrible. No, they fight for it by loving it, and by doing things that support it and lift it up, and having conversations and communication with their spouse to make it better. So I encourage you, whatever camp you're in, if you love Star Wars, keep loving Star Wars. If you liked the stuff that's come out so far, keep liking it. And if you have issues with Star Wars, if right now you and Star Wars are separated, if maybe you and Star Wars aren't seeing eye to eye, that's okay. Be honest about it. Absolutely share your concerns. But don't do this thing where it's like we're divorcing Star Wars lately. You know? Let's stay positive. Let's use the hashtag, folks. I love Star Wars. Hashtag I love Star Wars. So that's your Saturday morning video. I'll be back probably in about 3 or 4 hours. Well, not even that. Yeah, about 3 hours with another live video, because that's how this has been going this week. And so I'll have a break in about 3 hours. And so I'd love to talk to you guys again. So look for that. But that's your morning inspiration. All right. So let's take this thing to the entire world, man. Let's take this thing to the internet. Use the hashtag I love Star Wars. All right. All right, Marquez. You have a great weekend as well, guys. Love you all. I appreciate you. Stay nerdy. Tomorrow I'll be flying back, and this Tuesday I'll be there for the live stream for the Flash, and we got some other things, and we'll probably end up doing something special for the Mandalorian. So stay tuned for all of that. All right, guys. Love you all. Stay nerdy. Have a good Saturday. Bye-bye.